This weekend, a crossover event between mobile and PC JRPG Another Eden and PS1 classic Chrono Cross was announced, titled Complex Dream. Now, a lot of people were commenting on my last Chrono Cross video saying that the Chrono Cross remake isn't happening and that this is what all the hubbub was about. Well, in this video, I'm not only going to show you why that's not true, but why this actually confirms the remake more than anything else. First, let's go over why a mobile crossover event doesn't line up with remake rumors at all. So, for those of you that don't know, the main source of the Chrono Cross remake rumors was from the NVIDIA GeForce Now leak. A couple months back, thousands of games leaked on NVIDIA's GeForce Now cloud gaming streaming platform, and one of the games listed was Chrono Cross Remastered. Now, although Another Eden is available to play on PC, this is a mobile crossover event, and in no way is that anything close to a Chrono Cross Remaster. And in fact, this whole thing was given a specific name of Complex Dream. Now, just for curiosity's sake, I actually went to the list of all the games that were leaked in this, and I looked for Complex Dream and it wasn't there. And the other thing, Square Enix doesn't own Wright Flyer Studio, the team behind Another Eden, so it doesn't make a lot of sense that they would upload a game on a streaming platform for a mobile crossover event. That doesn't make any sense. Although, there are some interesting ties to Square Enix that I'll touch on a little later in the video. Now let's go over why this actually confirms the remake more than anything else. You're all familiar with remakes and remaster collections and 4K 60 frame ports, blah blah blah. Companies do this to help promote upcoming sequels or remakes. And in fact, let's look at a couple examples from Square Enix. We all remember the infamous Final Fantasy VII remastered fiasco at PSX in 2014. People were pissed and they wondered, why were they doing this? It doesn't make any sense. Well, later next year, they announced Final Fantasy VII Remake at E3. Then at E3 2019, Square Enix announced and subsequently shadow dropped the Collection of Mana, which included an officially translated version of Trials of Mana for the very first time. Why? To help promote the upcoming Trials of Mana remake and get people excited. So again, both of these initial releases, these remaster collections, were to help promote an upcoming game. This brings me back to the crossover event in Another Eden. Why do this? Well, to get people talking about Chrono Cross and then get excited when the remake is announced. Now, for those that might be scoffing at this idea and they're just saying, oh, it's just a crossover event, it's nothing to get excited over, let me ask you this. Why Chrono Cross and why now? It seems so random to have a mobile game that Square Enix isn't even publishing, by the way, do a crossover event, not just having some characters, but a whole story, a whole event with a game that's over 20 years old. That'd be like if MiHoYo came to Square Enix and was like, hey, let's do a crossover collaboration for Genshin Impact with Threads of Fate. We'll include Rue and Mint as playable characters. It'll be awesome. Now, while I love Threads of Fate, it's an awesome game, from a business perspective, that wouldn't make any sense. Why do that crossover? You would rather promote something that's more recent. And speaking of crossover events, here's a perfect example. Why did Sony allow Aloy in Fortnite and in Genshin Impact? Well, to help promote the PC port of Horizon Zero Dawn and the upcoming sequel. It keeps the franchise in the conversation even when the game's not ready and when people aren't playing it. Now, my ultimate point in saying all this is that the crossover event in Another Eden isn't the thing, it's the marketing strategy to help promote the thing. The thing in this case being the Chrono Cross remake. Now, here are a few fun facts. Wright Flyer Studios is actually working on Echoes of Mana with Square Enix, so it makes sense that they would be working together on this collaboration. And Masato Kato, the writer of Chrono Cross, is the scenario writer and the script writer for Another Eden, so it makes sense that he's involved in this whole thing is coming together. Now, I would keep your eyes on the Game Awards because the rumors suggest that the Chrono Cross remake is set to be announced during Christmas, and this is really the last opportunity between now and the end of the year that something like this could be announced. Now, to get totally caught up, definitely make sure you check out my last video where I lay out in more detail why this Chrono Cross remake is real and is definitely happening. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing for more regular videos about all things JRPGs. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.